So, everybody, a healed self, no matter what has happened to you, absolutely gives you your best life. It gives you every opportunity to start over, to feel bad for who has to hurt you to survive because they're so wounded. They're just looking to bleed on a person that never cut them. And it never stops because when you continue to bleed on people that don't cut you, you're not done. It gives you like a little adrenaline rush for a short time, and then you want to do it again and again and again. Now, I started those videos that I made of healing way before AI and before Google. And while you cannot trust every single thing, what you read through, you read what you connect with and what feels like it makes your soul heal. So there are people that had toxic mothers, toxic sisters, bullied at school, no dad, toxic dad. I covered all kinds of things that would make you want to carry hate. And carrying hate is carrying the pain. And it's like 5 suitcases of lugging behind you your hate because you're going to have, if we start off these precious little babies that everybody loves, and then all kinds of things go wrong and we can't control it. You can't keep that child in your arms forever, even if it's your wish. And a really beautiful mom wants to keep the child with wings away from anybody that will hurt their child. But a really, really good mom is there with open arms to bring your child back to health if someone else hurt your child, because it happens. It happens at school, jobs, on the subway, walking, wherever. And so you have many, many reasons to feel like you have a reason to carry hate. But if you write down all the hurt, all the pain, and all the things that you're carrying, you're going to see how voluminous it is and how much it's hurting you. And there's no way to get rid of it all at once. But what you do want to do is choose a life and choose a place where you begin to heal. So, for example, if you have 1,000 bad days all written down on this piece of paper, and you get to some situations, so there's people who love snow, the mountains, skiing, fishing, basketball, sports, being at the beach, rock climbing, roller skating, whatever. So, with these 1,000 days, if you start to do things and go to places where you celebrate yourself and your life, all of a sudden you have 999 days, 998 days, and you begin to heal by pushing all the toxic things out of your life and pulling yourself into where you get joy. And you don't get to learn this exactly when you're young. And if you didn't have a person that did put their arms around you after you were hurt and tell you it's okay and say, bad person, he hurt you, he's a jerk, you're internalizing that in your suitcase and adding it to every next person. But the more negative that you are, the more negativity that you attract. And then, of course, God forbid you get a bar card, like to be a lawyer, and you use it to lash out on people that you should be trying to resolve things. But only resolved people can do resolved things. Everyone else is a train wreck. So if you, I mean, doesn't anybody remember there were videos here and there of like someone spitting on food at a place and being gross in a restaurant and making it unfit for people to eat food. And I saw one video where someone, I forget what they did to the fruit aisle. I think they sprayed something on the fruit aisle, and I was like, oh my God. And of course, that's a crime and they're in trouble. But that's the level of bleeding on people that never cut you and carrying around this kind of hate and damaging your own life. Because when you end up in jail for that, you have to say at some level, oh my God, how wrong can I be? And then there's people that get out and they're even madder and they do something even worse. There are some people that have that kind of consequence and it straightens them out. But if you don't fix yourself when you're young and start to work on not bleeding on people that did not cut you, you grow into an adult that goes looking for people to bleed on. And it's a terrible, terrible thing to have. And it's also an addiction. And one of the reasons it's an addiction is because you think it's a cure for your pain. So when you get a little rush over hurting somebody, um, you get sick derived joy, which just tries to make you in your own head feel like, aha, I beat that person. I got that person. I had to cheat to do it. But look at me. I got one on that chalkboard. The better thing to do is take your list of 1,000 days and go to places where all by yourself, 995, 895, 795, and you feel victorious for taking away the pain yourself and feeling like you don't deserve a bad life. I remember somebody that was saying to me um, that what they wanted to do was go after people to the point where they just wanted to curl up and die. And I was like, oh my God, no, 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 no. And so you can't fix that because they have to work through the fact that that's just going to backfire on them the whole time. Now, if you remember OJ, I wasn't sure I was still recording. I'm so tired. Um, he owed the Goldmans and he never fixed it until he died. He lived every day not giving them a dime. Now, whether you agree with he did, he didn't do it, he owed them, he didn't owe them, it doesn't matter because he had a court judgment to pay them. But he liked to bleed on people that never cut him, that he owed money to, and he derived joy out of never giving them a penny. But he wasn't celebrated by the time he died. And you know what OJ's family did? They paid the Goldmans and they righted the wrongs that happened to that OJ did. And it healed them to finally, and I think it was like 25 or 29 years. I don't even remember. But that's what I'm talking about is if you, and OJ he got out of jail. He had a shitty, shitty life. He lost his fame. He lost his wife. He lost this man. And he had to live at some level knowing that there were always people saying things that they believed that he did it. And everything that he had sort of accomplished ended up not ever being remembered or celebrated because everybody remembered how he bled on someone else and didn't do right by them. So we live and we learn, and we're not perfect. And trust me, there's times I've carried pain that I couldn't fix right away, like my old landlord. Do you know how long it took me to get over what they did to me? Long, long time. And that was over here in Florida at the beach, just exhaling and releasing how badly they treated me and how scared I had been and how sick I had been. And I just never expected anyone to come after me. It just wasn't something I ever considered because I just didn't know anybody was that insane. But the people that want to bleed on strangers that never cut them are always out there. They're always going to be somebody who gets joy out of screwing you. And they feel this moment of elevation because it cures them for someone that hurt them for a few minutes and it rises them and then it sinks again and they've got to go look for somebody else. And so here's what they're saying here. The economic cost of hate crimes were $3.39 billion. And there's people that physically damage, smash into your car, wreck your house, set something on fire, whatever. I mean, for it to be that kind of money, that's a lot of money. But my thing about your life is why, if you were abused, say till you were 20 or 25, why would you give away your right to become happy and to be successful and to shut out the noise of the people that made you feel like a failure? I would never do that. And so I would fight and crawl till I liked myself, till I believed in myself, till I created my own joy. And then I could kind of middle finger everybody that abused me. And I don't go around and doing that, but in your head, you're like, yeah, I'm not, you look what I did. And I just think that when you succeed and when you create your own success, you're not whatever somebody said you were, and don't stay there. And God forbid you have an agenda that you think you hate people that are straight, or people that are old, or we're all going to be old. And I did a video from a graveyard once, and it was over LGBT, by the way, because this happened in 2012 and they were starting a hate movement over that. And I went to the graveyard and I said, look at the graves. We all get the same amount of space. And you can put a headstone. You don't have to. You can have a big one, a little one, none. And we all get this many feet apart from each other. And we don't get separate graveyards. So your spirit and your soul and whatever happens to your body goes there. And if you want to hate whatever population all the way through your life, fix it before you die, because you're going to end up in the same place and you don't get to choose. You don't get to say, oh, I'm this way and I can't have those people in my graveyard. You don't get a choice. And so it's very important that you stop carrying hate and stop trying to bleed on people that never cut you. Thank you.